Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. There's a lot that's been going on in a relatively short period of time. A really interesting fact that a lot of people are not currently paying attention to is the fact that Bitcoin is actually this year already up in price by over 100%. I was just chatting with someone and they said they thought it was really cool that Bitcoin's price is up around 10-15% over the course of this year. And I was like, what are you talking about? A lot of people have already, for some reason, forgotten the beginning of this year and last year, where prices were slamming into the ground. And since the beginning of this year, we've actually seen a little push up, back up in price. However, of course, the last week or so has been absolutely monumental. So I think it's important to remember these moments, that regardless of where prices are now, at least we are not where we were at the beginning of this year. And Bitcoin is up over 100% since this year began. The other interesting part is that, of course, a lot of people believe that the bulk of this movement upward in price actually has to do with all of the hype around a physical spot Bitcoin ETF. If you somehow managed to miss this news, kudos to you, because I'm not sure how you did it. Over the last 12 years, companies have been trying to launch a physical spot Bitcoin ETF. That is to say, they want to have a form of a security that is a fund that can be exchanged on a stock exchange, therefore ETF, exchange traded fund. And for some reason, a lot of this energy has resolved around Bitcoin. However, the US SEC and mainly Gary Gensler have not allowed any company to actually have a physical Bitcoin ETF. So for those of you who are paying attention to time as well, we had some time in spring indications that BlackRock, Fidelity, yada, yada, yada. If you saw the other videos, you already know. It was around 7 different companies who came forward with their bid because they all wanted to have a physical Bitcoin ETF. They kind of all ran behind BlackRock, the company that owns the world, because the assumption was, and still is, at the time of me making this video, that BlackRock is basically too large for anyone to really say no to them in some sort of way. The news that we got around September, maybe the end of August, was that the US SEC needed more time to review the application from BlackRock and Fidelity. And I think the time frame that was given was until the 16th or 17th of October. Cool. Roughly around that time, the cryptocurrency market began to stir. Bitcoin's price began to move a tiny bit because I think a lot of people were paying attention to the time frame and were simply thinking, as I have and many other people have, that it's BlackRock. The odds of them being told no were very small. However, I tried. I'm only human. I tried, like everyone else, or not a lot of people, to really keep the hype down when it came to it, simply because the SEC has never allowed one of these through before. They then announced around 2 days later that they were still reviewing, wink, a number of spot Bitcoin ETFs. And apparently the rumors that began to circulate around within the cryptocurrency space was that allegedly, I believe Fidelity and BlackRock were having closed door discussions with people from the SEC. I think something had to be amended. The SEC usually has a problem with applications for a spot Bitcoin ETF that don't explicitly state exactly what's going to happen, who's going to be the clearinghouse, who's going to be the custody manager. And that's because the SEC claims, as do many other financial institutions, that in order to make sure that one company is not doing everything, buying, holding, selling, custodying, allowing these trades between all these other things. Therefore, on the application, you have to list the company of all these different people, and many other applications before, so saith the SEC, did not have the proper information. And that's why we also saw sometime this summer that nearly every of the 7 companies actually came forward and said that they were all working with Coinbase. There were also some other issues with like clearinghouses and yada yada, but I think a lot of that was allegedly amended roughly sometime around last week. That brings us to where we currently are now, yesterday and also today as well. On the DTCC, I believe it was. Yeah, right here. Wait, go away. There we go. DTCC website, the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation's website. The way that I understood it, and I'm sure many other people did as well, is that apparently when applications go through the SEC and then are cleared for go, and or have been approved and or have kind of been given like a, yeah, this is going to happen, but maybe no explicit date, it appears on the DTCC's website. As a lot of people have been waiting for 12 years for this thing to happen, people were looking basically everywhere to get some kind of an indication as to if this was going to happen. It appears that BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF is supposed to have the name iShares, like, like iPhone, the little I, and then the word shares in back of it. And it appeared there. And everyone went, okay, well, it's on an official website that usually does and helps stock exchanges and other companies clear securities and depositories and yada, 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 the entire thing. This seems like it's going to be a go. What I think happened next is that, one, this actually was removed. The iShares BlackRock physical Bitcoin ETF name was removed from the DTCC's website. What I think happened is that they probably were, this is my opinion, they probably were not expecting everyone to be scouring the internet for as much information about this as possible. They were a little alerted that people found out this information that should not have been or yet is not public to the public, and therefore was actually removed from their website. In a weird, interesting twist, at the time of me making this video, it appears as if the BlackRock iShares Bitcoin Trust physical Bitcoin ETF has reappeared on the DTCC's website. We do not know for how long. This is the main reason why it appears that Bitcoin's price has been moving, as a lot of you might have guessed. I've been reading around and looking at different articles, and there are a weird number of people who actually are saying that Bitcoin's price is moving because of other world events, because of other economic problems that are currently going on. And I think that's it. The word stretch is an understatement. Bitcoin and the wider cryptocurrency market are clearly moving because of the hype around the potential for a physical Bitcoin ETF. It is very difficult. I'm in the same exact boat as all of you. It is very difficult not to get excited when you see these advancements in the news nearly every single day, especially over the last week, because at this point we have never come this far. Especially having had information that apparently BlackRock is in private discussions with the US SEC, because I'm sure they want to be the first one on the list. There's also a video from a couple days ago with Gary Gensler. I posted it on my Twitter, where someone from CNBC was asking him, because the rumor now is that apparently the SEC might actually allow multiple spot Bitcoin ETFs through at the exact same time. The idea being as to not give anyone an unfair advantage, an $11 trillion company, as to not give anyone an unfair advantage. You allow multiple of them through at the exact same time, and then investors, wink, can kind of choose which one that they want to actually go for. Yes, just a little update as to everything that's happening right now. As always, there will be links to everything in the description below. It is a very fascinating time to be in this market. There's a lot of energy. The energy that we've been feeling over the last weeks and months has been in anticipation of the actual Bitcoin halving, which I believe now is scheduled for some time in April. Add on to that the idea that a lot of people are saying that if an ETF gets approved, sorry for screaming there. If one Bitcoin ETF gets approved, they're expecting billions of dollars to flow into the market. The idea also is that if at any point we get multiple Bitcoin ETFs at the exact same time, we could potentially see, I think the number that I saw recently was $1 to $1.5 trillion flowing into the market just from that event alone. This has led to a multitude of very crazy price predictions for where people believe that Bitcoin is going to be by next summer, by the end of next year, and over the course of 2025. So if any more updates happen, if anything else crazy ends up taking place, of course, I will be letting everyone here know, because I'm pretty shocked at how quickly and how much information we're currently getting, even just sitting on the sidelines. But the commissioner of the US SEC, Hester Pierce, has basically said that she's confused as to why it's taken so long. A former head of the SEC recently said, like today, he thinks it's imminent that there's going to be a physical Bitcoin ETF. And we've also heard from the CEO of BlackRock, also kind of went on TV and was like, that kind of thing. And it was also one other person, some other higher up who was like an expert in ETFs, has also said, like, it looks like it's time. I think realistically, let's be honest here, if we have heard nothing by the middle and or end of November, we can kind of let it go. The market will do well by itself simply because of Bitcoin's halving. However, it would not hurt to have an additional $1.5 trillion pushed into the market. I do sincerely hope that you have all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and or supporting, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.